What is going on, everybody? Sean Daniel with Guitar Control here, and we're going to learn an absolute classic, but we're going to do it in an easy way that doesn't require bar chords or a lot of finger picking, like the original version is kind of, maybe intermediate to advanced. This is like a really great way to just kind of get simple strumming, simple chords, again, no bar chords, to really play one of the all-time great songs ever written. So make sure to click the link below because I've got the chord chart out. It's just a few different chords that we're going to use in 4 different sections, and that's the whole song. So let's jump right into it. Don't think twice, it's all right. So the first part is going to sound like this. Okay, so really we're just replacing some of the finger pickingness with the essence of where the hits are, okay? So the strumming pattern is really, really easy. We're gonna start with the C major chord. So ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, open G, pointer finger 1st fret of the B string. Also, might I add, I'm using a capo to kind of play along with his version. So capo on the 4th fret, you can really adjust these chords to any capo. You can play it without a capo if you wanna sing it lower, higher. The capo is just gonna help us find the right key of the song, but the chords really aren't going to change as far as the chord shapes go. Like again, when I say shapes, this is a C major chord, right? Shape, but in reality, our root note is now the 7th fret on the A string, which is actually an E major. So this is ear-wise an E major, but we're playing a C shape, right? Now the strumming pattern is going to be just like that, and that's going to be pretty much the same for every single chord. So I'm hitting the root note, I'm striking the root note, which is the A string, ish. I don't even have to do it. I'm just doing it with my fingers. You can do it with a pick. I'm just kind of going for this kind of sound, right? So it's really 1, 2, 3, and 4 in. All right. Now a great thing to do is add musical counting to what you're able to do. So when I say 1, 2, 3, and 4 in, all the numbers are downstrokes, so they're down directionally. The word and is an upstroke, so they're up directionally. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and down, 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 up, down, up. Counting musically is a little bit better than memorizing how many downs, how many ups, stuff like that go on. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's going to be 1 bar of a chord. It's all going to happen on the C major chord. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and G. 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, so we have a C major to a G major. Now maybe this doesn't look like a G major to you. Maybe you've only seen G played like this, which is totally fine. If you want to play it like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and, perfectly acceptable. I will not be mad at you. But I think this move right here is going to be more efficient for where we have to go in the future of this chord progression. Time traveling, a little teaser for you. C major to G major. So again, I'm playing it ring finger, 3rd fret on the E string, middle finger 2nd fret on the A string. It's really just a C major. You move those fingers up a string, and my pinky's kind of posting up here, 3rd fret of the B string. Again, any variation of G major will work here. Make it your own. Make Bob Dylan proud, all right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and G. 2, 3, and 4, and A minor. Okay, so once we get to this A minor, which again, this is pretty much the traditionally voiced A minor you've probably seen before. Pointer finger, 1B, ring finger, 2G, middle finger, 2D. We have 1 bar of the exact same strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and same as down, 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 up, down, up. So the first 3 bars are identical strumming on different chords. C, 2, 3, and 4, and G, 2, 3, and 4, and A, 2, 3, and 4, and then we do this run. Okay? So all this is, we're making our way from an A minor to an F major chord. Okay? So I'm going to strike the A root note, hit the chord. I'm going to grab that G note, hit that chord again on my way to what we're using as a replacement for an F major bar chord, which voicing wise, you might see this as a F major 7. I'm just kind of grabbing the middle 4 strings, perfectly acceptable F major chord. Index finger 1st fret on the B string, middle finger 2nd fret on the G string, pinky 3rd fret on the D string, ring finger 3rd fret on the A string. Okay, anytime you see an F major chord, replace it with this if you don't want to do the bar chord. It'll be perfectly fine. Again, no one's gonna call the cops. You got this, all right? So again, from that A minor, we have the first bar, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, so that was just A chord, G root note chord, F, 2, 3, and 4, and F again, back to C, back to G. So a bar of C, a bar of G, one regular bar of A minor, and then the A minor walk to the F, 2, 3, 4, F, back to C. It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. If you don't know by now. So we'll call that whole chunk of chords is going to be part 1, which actually kind of comes back a little bit later on. But that's the first part of what we'll call the verse. After that, it stays very similar, but now we're going to move on to part 2, okay? Starts out the same way. C, G, A minor, 2 bars. Then we have a D7 to a G, or a G7, okay? So, again, the first 4 bars are pretty much identical. It's the same thing of the C chord, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and G, 2, 3, and 4, and A minor. Well, we don't have to do the A minor run to an F. We're just gonna stay on this A minor. And then the next chord is gonna be a D dominant 7 chord, okay? The great thing about the transition from an A minor to a D7 is you can keep your pointer finger just here on the 1st fret of the B string. Move your ring finger all the way down to the 2nd fret of the high E string, and your middle finger to the 2nd fret of the G string. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 bars of it, okay? And then to a G. Really, a lot of the primary use of a dominant 7 chord, if you want to know about the theory of it, is it usually leads you to the next chord. So anytime you see a dominant 7 chord, most of the time you can kind of check where you're going to be. And that's always as the 5 chord in a progression. So, D, okay? Just bear with me if you hate the theory and stuff, but I think it's really important to know. So what chord is D the 5th from if we just count through the alphabet? G, A, B, C, D. Okay, so after a D7, most of the time you're going to see that go to a G. And then we're going to go to a G7. So where would G lead us to? Where is G5? C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so it's kind of like a roadmap, these dominant 7 chords, which is a totally different thing. But I just wanted to kind of quickly touch base on that before we get back to the song. So again, part 2 is going to be a bar of C. 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, 2 bars of A minor. D7, 2 bars. And then maybe 1 bar of G, and then a bar of G7. Now, G7 is a really, really easy chord to play. You really only need the 1st fret on the high E string, and then the bottom 4 strings. Or, you can play it over a G major chord like this, kind of like that first G major chord we did, but with your pointer finger, taking that. And again, if you really, if you want to just kind of keep it with the simpler chords, you don't want to learn any 7 chords, anytime you see like a G7, you can always replace that with a regular G chord. There's always different ways to do it to make it even simpler, just to kind of, get in the zone of it. But it's good to kind of start using these dominant 7 chords to spice up your playing a little bit, all right? So now we combine those first 2 parts, right? It ain't no use just sitting and wonder why, babe. A minor with the run. If you don't know by now, C to a G, part 2. But ain't no use sitting and wonder why, babe. Same thing, stay on A, D7. It'll never do somehow. Now we're gonna go to the next part. Okay, it's gonna sound like this. So, more 7 chords, okay? C major, 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and C7. really easy transition to make between a C major and a C7. All you do is you take your pinky and you add it to the 3rd fret on the G string. Okay, so we have 2 bars of each. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Now, if C7 is the chord, where is C the 5th of? F, G, A, B, C. You're gonna go to F. Easy way to remember these chord progressions. F, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, back to D7. Okay, so that's gonna be part 3. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. Okay, so last part is really similar to the very first part. In fact, let's do it real quick. C, G, A with the walk to the F. C, G, C, C. Okay, so let's break that down a little bit slower with how many bars each one is. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and on the G. So bar of C, bar of G, A, G, F, 2, 3, and 4, and. So it's a little bit shorter than the previous time we used A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and again 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay? So 4 parts that just repeat over and over again a few times. It's really cool to maybe, this is a good one that you can kind of sing because it's not a super hard one to sing. If that's not the right key for you, move the capo around, do it in open, move the capo up, see what you can do, right? Basically, those are the 4 parts. So all together, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. Walk it to the F. If you don't know by now, C to G, part 2. It ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. A minor, stay here. Don't matter anyhow, back to G with the 7. When your rooster crows, make it a C7 at the break of dawn. Go to the F, look out your window and I'll be gone. D7 then. You're the reason I'm traveling on. F, but don't think twice, it's alright. 2 bars of C. And then it goes right back into the beginning of part 1, okay? So it's a really good one to kind of practice that strumming. Again, however you want to strum it. I'm strumming it somewhat dynamically, I guess, kind of getting a root chord, where it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm accenting the 2 and the 4. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. But if you just want to play it straighter, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's fine. That's totally fine, right? A lot of different ways to kind of put your own unique spin on it. That's the cool thing about dynamic strumming patterns. You can just do it however you want, find your own style. But learning chord progressions and memorizing them is something that you really want to do as any kind of performer, singer-songwriter, really help you understand how structure works. And then just breaking it into bite-sized pieces of a song makes it a little less daunting to try to remember an entire song. So that's why I break it into 4 parts, I think is really easy. And really just a great, fantastic song that you're going to want to learn and impress all your friends with and pay homage to the great one, right? So if you have any questions, hit us up in the comments section. Let us know some of your favorite Bob Dylan songs, maybe more songs that you want to see taught by either me or some of these other great instructors that we have on the Guitar Control channel. So feel free to click around. Check out some of our other lessons, and then definitely, as always, like I said, we're looking for your feedback, so let us know what you want to see more of, and until then, I'll talk to you next time. Thanks a lot.